Manchester teacher who groomed two boys jailed for 6.5 years. Rebecca Joynes, 30, groomed two pupils from the age of 15, with one boy describing aftermath as a very dark time. A teenage boy has described how he was, and I quote, coerced, controlled, manipulated, sexually abused, and mentally abused, as the Manchester teacher who victimized him was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison. Rebecca Joynes, 30, was found guilty of 6 counts of sexual activity with a child, 2 while in position of trust, after a trial in May. The secondary school teacher groomed 2 pupils from the age of 15 and was on bail for sexual activity with the first child, boy A, when she began having sex with the second boy, boy B, whose child she later gave birth to. Sentencing Joynes at Manchester Crown Court, Judge Cornell told the defendant, and I quote, "There is a breathtaking arrogance in your conduct. You are the adult. You are the person in control, the person who should have known better and entrusted by the school and the boys and by their parents of caring for their sons." And I quote, "Instead, you abused the position of trust and exploited the privileged role for your own sexual gratification." In a victim impact statement read in court by the prosecutor, boy B said the grooming had meant he would, and I quote, "argue until I was blue in the face protecting Joynes and would not hear a bad word against her." He added, and I quote, "I was coerced, controlled, manipulated, sexually abused and mentally abused. It is very upsetting that this has happened to me. The months after the abuse happened to me was a very dark time. I felt backed into a corner. I had just lived a double life for 18 months behind my family's back." And I quote, "This had a massive mental toll over me and my family. It tore my family apart. They struggled to come to terms with the fact that they sent me to school where they believed it to be a safe environment, and this has happened as a result." Cornell told Joynes, who was crying as she was sentenced, and I quote, "It may be asked, what 15-year-old boy would not want to have sex with an older, attractive teacher? Surely they would be up for it. How can this be a crime?" And I quote, "Well, Miss Joynes, there is no doubt this is a crime. Both boys were very much victims, obviously unworldly and vulnerable to the advances from an older, attractive woman. Joynes was also registered as a sex offender for life and issued with a sexual harm prevention order for 10 years plus a restraining order in relation to both boys." Footage released by police shows teacher Rebecca Joynes in a shop with a schoolboy she groomed and had sex with, and she is seen paying for a £350 Gucci belt.
Hello, you okay?
Hi, we're looking for Rebecca.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, we're going to come in for a second.
Yep, okay.
I'm not sure how much you know what's going on, but my colleague's just got something that she's saying to you.
Yeah.
So obviously, given what's happened, I know you've been sent home from school today. So you are under arrest at the moment on suspicion of sexual activity with a child. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention one question, something which you later rely in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
How's it gone so far since?
So the necessity for the arrest is obviously to protect the vulnerable and for prompt and effective investigation. So obviously you are under caution. You will be given obviously your chance to say everything at the station, but obviously for the time being you're under arrest. So
Now, with cases similar to Rebecca Joynes, a lot of people often think that these young boys may not be victims. Clearly, we see with this case that this young boy has been traumatized ever since this situation, and in a previous video I covered as well, it showed the same sentiment of these young boys having problems after they have these situations with these teachers. So to those of you out there who may think that this is just innocent and nobody's really hurt in this situation, or for those who have even more extreme ideology and think these young boys need to toughen up, I really push you towards questioning your ideologies, questioning why you're so desensitized to young boys being victimized, because this clearly has effects on these young men, and these are young men that are going to go out into society. So we don't need teachers who are supposed to be leading them, teaching them how they can get out there in society and succeed. We don't need these same people causing these young boys trauma, especially sexual trauma. We see how negative the effects of sexual trauma are every day. Now guys, this is a new channel. I see you guys enjoyed the last video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, show some support so I can keep these coming. And yeah, I have a crazy video coming up really soon that involves a teacher and a student, and it was insane. Like, the student had scratch marks on his back from the teacher. Like, crazy story. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys would want me to cover this, and if you guys know any other stories that you've seen involving teachers and students, let me know. Just type the name in down below. If you can, the sheriff's department or the sheriff's office that made the arrest, because it makes it easier getting body cam. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.